old guy here. Happy New Year. Tonight we say goodbye to 2021 and hello to 2022. So while you're getting your prepper bags and bug out bags together and buying ammunition and extra rations, grab some of your favorite authors to take along to keep you occupied while you're waiting for someone to dig you out of the rubble. Here are my current favorite authors in no particular order. You might want to give some of them a try. K Elliott. I ran across her when I picked up the wrong book, Shadowgate, which is the second novel of her Crossroads trilogy, and it blew me away. I didn't know what was going on because second book of a trilogy, but who cared? It was just magnificent. So, of course, I grabbed the first book, which is called Spirit Gate, and was not so impressed. Which goes to show you, you can't judge a trilogy by its first book. And you know why. It's all character introduction and world building, and a lot of that can get tedious. The story usually doesn't start until the second book, and man, did it in this case. She introduced one of my favorite and memorable characters, May, the future princess and queen and badass. Alistair Reynolds. Probably the best hard science fiction far future author out there, although he has tried his hand at a few near-Earth stories with mixed results. But even his so-called bombs, such as the novel Pushing Ice, are cuts above other authors' best efforts. Reynolds does not explain his tech or science, but you get enough information from the story and context that you can puzzle out his thinking, even when he writes crazy timelines involving hundreds of thousands of millions of years. K Jemisin. The best fantasy writer working today, bar none, hands down. Her world building and plot lines will just melt your brains. Often I don't get past the first books of most trilogies or series because they don't convince me that their world is viable. With her books, it usually takes about the first sentence of the first chapter and I am hooked. You have got to read the Broken Earth trilogy and the Inheritance trilogy and everything else. Stephen Hunter. Yeah, sparse, sometimes terse action writer who can leave you a little frustrated with plot resolutions. But he's created one of my favorite literary characters, Bob Lee Swagger, also known as Bob the Nailer. No, that's not a sexual reference. Bob earned the nickname for his extraordinary and rather prolific sniping during the Vietnam War. Long after the fall of Saigon, he is still relying on those sniper skills to get him out of trouble. Scott Lynch. Gentlemen bastards. What more is there to say? Mary Doria Russo. She has written two of the greatest science fiction books ever, The Sparrow and its sequel, Children of God. Since then, well, yeah, she's had some misses, but I still read everything she does because of those first two books. She is definitely all over the place, from Italy in World War II to the Old West. But that makes me like her even more. She's not typecast. Stevenson. Oh, come on. The guy is a one-man library. His topics ranging from the restoration to the cyber future and even alien societies. And he's going to write everything he knows about the particular topic of the moment, so pack a lunch. He has created one of my other favorite literary characters, Half-Cocked Jack. And yes, that is a sexual reference. Richard Russo. See, it's not all sci-fi and horror. Russo usually writes about places and characters of the Great White North, upstate New York, and Vermont and nearbys. I mean, I lived up there for a few years and remember it rather fondly, so I'm drawn to his books like Empire Falls. I know those people. Anne Leckie. Her Imperial Radish is probably the best ongoing sci-fi series on the market right now, and you must scoot yourself over to your nearest book source, be that library or bookstore, and grab the first one, and then the second, and keep going. A starship that is a person. Wow. So there you have it. Those are the people that whenever I'm perusing books, I happen to see that they're the writer, I'll just grab the book and take it home with me, even though the plot may not be the one I'm very interested in, but I've had good experience with these authors before, and well, worth a read. And of course, this is a list that changes every decade or so, or as I run across other authors that I've not read before. And looking over this, I see that these are authors that are still living, still producing. At least I think they are. Maybe I'll do a list of go-to authors who are no longer with us. And we'll see. Enjoy the new year. Old guy here. See you later.